Good morning. My name is Ignacio Lacalle. Come from the Universidad Politécnica de Valencia. I'm a telecommunications engineer and a researcher in the communications department, and I'm going to make the demonstration and the short presentation before showing a functional prototype of Internet of Things and composite indicators for smart port environmental monitoring to be presented in the International MeditCom Conference 2021. This paper, the contributions that we have provided within it can be divided or can be split into different realms or domains. Internet of Things and composite indicators. The innovation are what actually our paper and our prototype is rooting on is in the combination of both of the two worlds, as it will be explained later. First, regarding Internet of Things, we have provided or we have developed a platform clearly based and rooting on open source solutions that provided a series of heterogeneous data coming from heterogeneous sources and origins, and also inserting them into the platform via different access networks with Wi-Fi, radio, Ethernet in this case, but among others, drawing everything together into a context broker, meaning following traditional IoT techniques, but building always upon open source solutions. Afterwards, after concentrated those data in the context broker, we make also use of the ELK stack, Elasticsearch Logstash Kibana stack, and also developing our own custom user interface for representing what's at the right part of the realm in this second domain, in the composite indicators. And what's that? Composite indicators in the scope of the work and of this prototype has consisted basically on taking a real phenomenon, which in our case has been the environmental impact of the activities of maritime ports, to split them, break them down into different indicators, for, after applying a series of mathematical operations, obtaining a quantitative single index between 0 and 1, aiming at representing that impact in a simple, single, easy interpretable way. It's worth to mention that the works for this prototype have been included or have been partially funded by Project Pixel, which is, as I have made some review or simple indications of what technology that is behind, but I would like to explain a little bit what's the technology that is underlying the product that you will see in the demonstration part of the prototype. First, as I have mentioned, we are clearly relying on an IoT architecture that was developed under the project aforementioned. It's composed by several modules in which are classical IoT components such as the data acquisition, the information, central node hub, the security, but we have developed as well specific custom developments, custom innovations, as it is the introduction of a model management tool that is the one that enables the execution of the tool that you will be seeing afterwards, that is called Port Environmental Index, drawing directly from the second side I have just explained. Also, this particular technology that is clearly endorsed by hardware execution in servers of our custom software programs we have developed for this specific purpose is a model that runs within this IoT platform that making use of that heterogeneous data coming from heterogeneous access networks, help them to feed a certain number of indicators that we defined that can be considered the leaf nodes of what can be considered an execution processing tree, as it is shown in the slide. The objective here is drawing from different information, for instance, CO2 values, PM10 values, oily water residues, the noise in the port, and certain parameters related with the environment, apply over them a series of transformations in terms of mathematical operations, namely weighting, aggregation, normalization, etc. So, coming step by step, iteratively, subsequently to sub-indexes and indices to end up in the single port environmental index that we have mentioned. This is, let's say, the main work in terms of innovation, design, and software development that we have done for this prototype. What are the innovations that we have achieved through this prototype? Well, there are many, but the most relevant are the following: a successful integration of this heterogeneous RCS in the first IoT platform specifically designed for maritime ports vertical, the successful combination of open source technologies, as I have mentioned, different access networks, open source context broker, which is based on fireware, Orion, the ALK stack, etc., to achieve a successful MVP, minimum valuable product, that is actually running as a pilot in the port of Thessaloniki. We have demonstrated also the usefulness of the composite indicators for quick glance, give information, quick information of the status of the environmental impact of a port towards the environment. And last, gluing everything of the previous together and offering the first quantitative uniquely measuring and monitoring of these values. Up to now, this was only made by reports and qualitative assessments, etc., but there was not a single standardized way of methodologically measure and come with these values between 0 and 1 to represent this impact. What does it look like? As I have said before, we have also customized a user interface to let a maritime port user take the most advantage of the platform, add this environmental index, and this is how it more or less looks like, the user interface representation. However, it will be shown in few seconds in the demonstration that will come afterwards. Thank you, and let's talk. Let's hear each other in 1 minute.